Was it unexpected coming into camp? Not really, maybe slightly surprising, but at the end of the day, that decision falls on him. I don't have all the exact details, we've only heard bits and pieces, but it sounds like he may still have Kenny while Calvin will not be there. And if that's true, then yes, that could be an advantage, because working with someone new this late is unusual. It feels strange to step away from the trainer who's been with you your whole life and your entire career, and if anyone thought the Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach story couldn't get more chaotic, think again, because just moments ago the live rematch press conference completely erupted when Tank's longtime trainer Calvin Ford stunned Lamont Roach in front of the entire boxing world. No warning, no filter, just raw, unexpected drama unfolding live for everyone to see.
And Gervonta Tank Davis just been released to the public. We know now, December 14th, Houston, Texas, he's going to be facing a very tough opponent in Lamont Roach. Can you tell us a little bit about the history between them two?
Oh man, they've been knowing each other from the amateurs, silver gloves, everything. They grew up actually together, you know. Roach and him, back and forth battles and whatnot. It's going to be a pretty interesting fight, you know what I'm saying? Because Roach he come to fight. And I think it's a great fight. Everybody talking all that stuff about, why Roach? Because he signed and took the fight, you know what I'm saying? And it's good for the community.
Was it unexpected coming into camp? Not really, maybe slightly surprising, but at the end of the day, that decision falls on him. I don't have all the exact details, we've only heard bits and pieces, but it sounds like he may still have Kenny while Calvin will not be there. And if that's true, then yes, that could be an advantage, because working with someone new this late is unusual. It feels strange to step away from the trainer who's been with you your whole life and your entire career, and if anyone thought the Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach story couldn't get more chaotic, think again, because just moments ago the live rematch press conference completely erupted when Tank's longtime trainer Calvin Ford stunned Lamont Roach in front of the entire boxing world. No warning, no filter, just raw, unexpected drama unfolding live for everyone to see.
The thing I'm getting out of this, you know, Roach took the fight. It gives him a chance to really be that guy. Because Roach put in a lot of work, and he's a champion, you know. What's the best for him? I'm hoping that he do what I need him to do, you know what I'm saying? You see how I asked him, are you ready? You know what I'm saying? Because I need somebody that's going to really push Tank, so I can see different levels of it.
Before diving into the explosive details, it helps to rewind and set the scene, because Gervonta Tank Davis and Lamont Roach have built one of the most heated rivalries in recent boxing memory. Their first clash back in March was chaotic, ending in a majority draw that set boxing social media and analysts on fire. And everyone remembers that moment in round 9 when Tank dropped to a knee claiming eye irritation, which sparked the entire hair grease controversy that still has people arguing about what really happened that night. It sent shockwaves through the boxing world and split the fan base in half, with some insisting Roach deserved the win, while others argued Tank was the one robbed on the scorecards.
I don't want to say that's the blueprint. I just think that, you know, that my plan unfolded the right way.
But the biggest factor is that the tension between both camps has been simmering ever since that night, with rumors swirling that Tank and his longtime trainer Calvin Ford have been on edge, facing disagreements over strategy, mindset, attitude, and even Tank's mental focus inside the ring.
Did you get your hair done 2 days before the fight?
Yeah. I ran water over it today, but I must say do it enough.
Can you describe what the feeling was like in the ring? And was it to get the towel out, to get the burn out of your eyes, or what was going on? And
I didn't want to get caught. I didn't want to get caught while my eyes was burning. And you know, like, you can get knocked out like that. So I'd rather take the knee than, you know. But I didn't really know that you can, like, get disqualified for all that. Or, like, when you start counting, I'm like, what the hell? But I don't know. It's cool.
Roach and his father have been taking constant shots, flooding social media, and loudly calling for a rematch, which they finally secured, now officially set for June 21st in Las Vegas. With everything at stake, including the belt, the bragging rights, and personal pride, and with the chaos that just unfolded at the live press conference, it now feels like this matchup has moved far past pure boxing ability, turning into a battle of psychology, loyalty, and respect, where emotions and mind games may. matter just as much as what happens inside the ring.
Cards. Judge at the ringside, Eric Marlinski scores about 115 to 113 in favor of Gervonta Davis. Judges Steve Weisfeld and Glenn Feldman both scored about 114 to 114, even a draw. The decision is a majority draw.
This was the moment that sent the internet into chaos when Calvin Ford stepped up to the microphone and ditched the typical promotional talk, and instead delivered words that landed like a clean shot to the jaw. He went straight at Lamont Roach Sr., calling him out directly, saying, "You keep talking about your son being ready to take Tank's throne, but all I'm seeing is noise with no substance, more smoke than fire, accusing them of losing sight of the basics, the hard work, and the true fundamentals of the fight game," and that statement instantly changed the entire tone of the room. The crowd instantly came alive as Roach Sr. tried to stay composed, though the tension was written all over him, and Calvin kept pressing, saying, if Lamont truly wants the belt, he has to earn it through real work, not hype or social media behavior, promising that Tank is ready to show him what true pressure feels like. Then things took a sharp turn when Calvin refused to ease up and directly challenged Roach Sr., telling him to step into the ring and respect everything Tank has endured, saying, talk means nothing unless you can prove it in Vegas and not from the sidelines. And that was the moment the room exploded. You could almost feel the shock ripple through fans watching everywhere, because this was no longer a standard press event. It had turned into a full boxing drama packed with backstage tension, old school grit, and modern era trash talk, all colliding at once, with insiders saying the energy felt electric, like a classic heavyweight press conference straight out of the 90s. Brought back to life.
Fight. It's a fight. People going to make mistakes.
Man, Vegas is going to be on fire.
You know when you make a mistake. What happens when you make a mistake? You know, the guys see when you make a mistake. You know what I'm saying? Like again, both of them undefeated. Both of them got that so-called power. You know what I'm saying? You know, I know what Youngin gonna bring. Right now, the thing is, it's manifesting in it. You know,
very, very.
That's all. To me, you know, he's working good. I'm trying to make sure his body good, because I said they say we want to endure all the punishment in the ring. You know what I'm saying? My whole thing, I'm trying to put on a show for the others to come. You know what I'm saying?
Look,
it's just the door open for these type of fights. You know what I'm saying? Because we see the vision of where we're trying to go at with this. You know what I'm saying? Gervonta always said, man, coach, time is now. You know, we ain't second guessing ourselves because we supposed to be here. We're going to stay here. You know what I'm saying?
Here's the real twist. Fight fans, Calvin Ford's conflict isn't just words, it's a full-blown trainer showdown that nobody expected to play out so publicly. And why is that? Because in boxing, the bond between fighter and trainer is sacred. It's not only about drills or tactics. It's built on trust, loyalty, and legacy. Think of Tyson and Cus D'Amato, or Canelo and Eddie Reynoso. Those partnerships create legends, and Calvin has been Tank's man in the corner from day one. He's the one who molded Tank style. The slick shoulder roll, the insane mitt work, and the killer instincts that define him.
I thought it was bullshit. A knee, you could take a knee. I don't care if it was greasing your eyes. A knockdown. There's no excuse for that. And I would like for the New York Commission to overturn that for the sport of boxing, so shit like that can't happen, especially on the A side. Everything that happens and people get away with it is always when it's the A side. Right. You go back to all the history of boxing. So this could have been a chance for them to make boxing, you know, people respect it a little bit more if they would have overturned that point and gave the round to Lamont, which would have gave us the victory. But I thought we won to fight without that. But either way, you know, take a knee, that's a knockdown. You can go back. Everybody been watching boxing 20, 30 years. Anybody took a knee, that's a knockdown. And this was for a punch too. That made it even worse.
So for Calvin to step up and go on the attack like this in front of Roach Sr., it signals there's something deeper happening behind the scenes. Rumors suggest Calvin's been frustrated with Tank's attitude since the draw, and that Tank's focus might not be completely dialed, and some even speculate that Calvin could be exploring new directions, which adds another layer to the drama unfolding between the camps.
Go to work.
So you think he needs to turn his phone off, man? Come off social as he trains for December?
Man, it's tough, but we try to ignore the noise. He do for the most part. He handling it very well, but we locked in, man. You know what I'm saying? Lamont just classy guy, man. But you know, he a rattlesnake too, man. People don't know he mean, man. So you know, you come at him, you know, he gonna bark back sometimes, and people don't be ready for when he come back. We seeing it. So if it's a rematch in that, man, we gotta have it here, man. Oh yeah, Northwest Stadium. We gotta do something big, man. Yeah, hopefully, you know what I'm saying, part 2, you know what I'm saying, we gotta get past part 1, but Absolutely. You know what I'm saying, but I would have loved for the fight to be here at home in the city for the fans. It would have brought a lot to this area. So, but either way, we're gonna make.
If Calvin is using mind games to unsettle Roach's camp or get under their skin, it's a bold move, but it also risks creating friction with Tank. This tension could threaten the team's cohesion heading into the fight, and in boxing, any disunity can prove disastrous.
At DC, they call me Mo. I'm just a young nigga, be out here on the Calvin is Calvin, you know what I mean? I got Calvin tatted on me. Calvin ain't going nowhere. Y'all don't even know Calvin for CCO. I know Calvin, you know what I mean? Y'all don't know? Calvin is Pops. He ain't going nowhere. I got that nigga tatted on me. This shit life. Loyalty over everything. You know? Streets of Baltimore, nigga. I swear this shit can get wicked. I'm out here.
Roach's camp hearing Calvin's words live, that's pure fuel. They'll use this drama to push Roach even harder and turn it into motivation inside the ring.
Do it. See, them guys don't understand. They do that on the club level fight. Opponents, because they say, y'all don't want to get knocked out by this guy, so I'm going to come in heavy. They're going to need to fight because they got to take the fight because they can kind of get the numbers. That's what they do on the lower end. But now, they flipping the strip and doing it on the high end. You know what I'm saying? So that practice, you will start seeing that a lot now. But how we doing it now?
You know what I'm saying? Tank does that, you know, to get a eyebrow out of people. Like, you know how the Rock, when he put the eyebrow out, and he did get it.
So this isn't merely a press conference, it's a psychological showdown that could shape the rematch's outcome. But here's what many forget: Calvin Ford isn't just Tank's trainer, he's like a father figure. This isn't one of those temporary coach-fighter pairings that change after every rough camp. No, this bond runs deep and has shaped Tank's career from the ground up. Calvin discovered Tank when he was just a wild kid from Baltimore with a deadly left hand and no direction, and he molded him from the streets all the way to world championships. Calvin has been by his side every step of the way, guiding him not only inside the ring, but through life itself.
You know what I'm saying? He's trying to get to your body. No, he went to the body. Oh, that's what I'm saying. That means you gotta go get it. Yeah, you gotta go to him. You gotta box. Your feet working better than that. Bang, yeah. Box. G-Man, go. Go next. Pop. That's how it is. Good. Look out, Mike. You got body. All body.
And yes, there's been drama. We've all seen the rumors swirling that Tank and Calvin might be drifting, that Calvin could step back, all that chatter. But here's the reality: Ford is still there in the corner, lacing up gloves, calling the shots, and keeping Tank focused and grounded through all the chaos.
Enter to him and make him open up here to make him work. When you get close, he can't fucking fight in the inside. Trust me. How long you been trusting me? Get close to him and just keep holding. When I say penitentiary, get that nice friend. Put him in him. Put him together. Yeah, go to the body. Remember, take the wild shot.
That's the blue-collar loyalty, even during the chaos with Floyd Mayweather. when Tank was clashing with his promoter, posting cryptic tweets, and threatening to walk away. Calvin stayed fully committed. He didn't pick sides or fuel the drama. He remained loyal to Tank the fighter, not the brand or the headlines.
My journey's crazy. That's why I said this, yo, you can't write this, man. You cannot write this. My experience being gone and all the stuff that I went through preparing me for where I'm at today. You know, man, Tank is older. He had the lessons, getting his lessons of what he got to do to take us the rest of the way. And this is his take us the rest of the way fight.
So when Calvin took the mic at this press conference, it wasn't just about defending a fighter, it was about defending his kid, and that's what made it hit differently. This wasn't about strategy, this was pure heart. And when someone like Calvin speaks from the heart, you pay attention, and the entire room did, and Roach, he definitely felt that impact.
One hand, he came in the corner at the 6th round and said, my hand is hurting. If you look at the tape, I said, man, I don't want to hear that. Fight through it. And he done it. Y'all got to give this young man his props. Man, he come in day in and day out. And you hear him keep saying, he fight who they put in front of him. And we don't turn down nothing but our callers. So whatever they say to do, we're going to get the job done. That's the blue collar way.
Here's what this means going forward. June 21st isn't just about two fighters. It's about Camp's pride and psychological warfare. If Calvin Ford and Tank don't resolve their issues and stay focused, this drama could cost them the fight. You don't want your own trainer publicly throwing shade at your opponent's trainer if it's creating cracks inside your own team.
Another thing I want to touch on is the Floyd situation. You know, Floyd is Floyd. That's like I say, Tank is Tank, man. But at the end of the day, you know, the man is chasing greatness. And you should be supporting that. And I always tell you that. You should be supporting that, you know. It's a rocky road that we saying what's going on. Just pay attention, man. The story is going to reveal itself, you know. But again, that's how you burn bridges. Somebody said, they say the true colors of a person is coming out, man. 'Cause they can't stand it, you know. Calm is I don't like using that word calm, you know, but our Lord knows. He knows. He knows. He knows.
On the other side, Roach's camp is clearly feeding off this momentum. They have a psychological edge and a target to prove, especially after hearing Calvin's words live. Expect the Rematch press tour to get even more intense, with both camps ready to go full throttle.
Frank was on stage. He said, I'm going to beat Tank's ass. What's your response to that?
Nah, a lot of them said that. A lot of them said that, and I want him to have that attitude because, again, I know what's under the hood with him. He's Ford built tough.
My prediction is the tension between camps will boil over in Vegas. Maybe even inside the ring, this fight could be driven as much by respect as by revenge. And that always makes for must-watch boxing. So what do you all think? Was Calvin Ford's live press conference a masterful mind game? Or did he just expose cracks in Tank's camp? Drop your thoughts in the comments, Team Tank, Team Roach. Or just here for the drama, smash that like button if you're hyped for June 21st. Subscribe for all the exclusive updates and hit that bell so you don't miss any of this wild Rematch build-up. I'll see you in the next one.